Peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house has blessing your day. By His mercies, we aren't consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house has body. And two, we're naturally alive, man. That's when we come up with this again, because I was looking at Numbers 23 today, man. It kind of goes into, like, Genesis 49 and how, like, um, how really it's not like, the misconception is, like, a lot, like, what that one, what we talk about in Genesis 49, what's it talking about, especially when in verse 10, well, when it says about Judah, thou art aligns well, things of that nature. A lot of times, like, um there's different interpretations of what that really means, but it's really talking about Yahushua from the testimony, the witness coming, like resurrecting, coming out the grave, man, resurrecting from the dead. That's what he's going into. Because I know a lot of times with the whole, even like, not getting to a different fractions, like, different whoever, like it's the 12 tribes of Israel, like Judah being the so-called, like, don't get twisted, because I did say, like, no, and I can kind of see that, because, like, especially our people, like, a line has always been to kin with our people for some reason, like, even like even with those Pan African and those well, not the Kemet brothers, but Kevin brothers is not them, but, like, the mostly the pro black, the Pan African ones. That line has always been regarded, like, kind of been attributed to our people, man. Which it is, but and this is kind of just going into the thing with the whole 12 tribes and things. And it's really each of, like, let's say this, let's say this as well. Each because we did whole Genesis 49, like, shout out to brother Simeon Firstborn, because he just went over in a series of classes and videos about how it's all lines up with the witness and testimony, how Yahushua came to fulfill each part of that, like, and we kind of talked about it, like, a little bit here, man, like, how, like, Gad, like, how that's being a troop, being like a soldier for the Most High Yahushua, or even Reuben, like in Deuteronomy 33, not seeking death, things of that nature. But here we're just gonna go into let's go to Genesis 49 real quick, man. Cause and Zebulon meaning pretty much, man, like First John says, the Most High house shall dwelling within you, man. Like, because Zebulon means to dwell, man. So it's a lot with that, man. But let's get Genesis 49 and 10, man. Cause yeah, this is talking about Yahushua rising, you know, resurrecting from the dead. It says Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, because we know who the lion is. Revelation, like, Revelation one Jeremiah 4:7, and Revelation 5:5, and in other places as well. But that being Yahushua, that's why he came as a lamb, coming back as a lion. That's what it is. But Genesis 49 and 9, it says, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son. Thou art going up. He stooped down, couched as a lion, as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? So yeah, it's pretty much who's gonna raise him up from the dead, man. Like, yeah. So it's talking about him resurrecting from the dead. Because I get a lot of things is Judah's talking about so-called, like, black people, and could kill majority of so-called black people from Judah, but it could be, actually, I could be, like, it really doesn't matter. One, being a son of the Most High Yahushua, son of God, that's the most important. But two, can I be from me, Zebulon, or Asher? It really doesn't really matter like that, honestly, man. You could be from Ephraim, stuff like that. Just better be born on His word and the Son of God, and, like, son and daughter of the Most High Yahushua. And, like, if you're gonna, like, or be that John 1:47, like Israelite indeed, who's no guile, like a righteous one, faithful, obedient, no guile, no wickedness, no deceit, no maliciousness. So, let's go to Numbers 23, man. It says Numbers 23. It says, yep. Numbers 23, chapter 24, verse 24. Behold, the people shall rise up as a lion, and lift himself up as a young lion. And he shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink of the blood of the slain. So see, pause. Let's think about what's this even saying, like, on a spiritual sense, because, like, how I said, my words are spirit. So one, like, we're gonna. This is kind of like dying, like, even earlier in the verses above, dying death as a righteous, so we could our end be as His, so we could resurrect, walk. Well, one walk. like the Most High Yahushua, but walk like Yahushua did, like on this side, and like resurrect as he did, and be with him in eternal paradise in the kingdom. But have being with them now in the inner kingdom, then the physical kingdom, man. But yeah, man. But it says, behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a great lion, and he shall not lie down. Yep, until he have eaten the prey and drink the blood of the slain. So see exactly what's that prey? Sin and death, man. To overcome sin and death, and also too, man. Like even though it said in in Genesis 49, how he's going to be young, old lion. Even this, it says like, because we look at it spiritually, him being a young lion, because when Yahushua died, he was young. So like you can look at it in that aspect as well. What, 33? So yeah, man, that's is what it is, man. So it says, but yeah, it says, behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. And he shall not lie down until he eat the prey and drink the blood of the slain. So see, exactly. So also too, notice how it says like in John 3, how the Son of Man should be lifted up as well, just like the serpent was in the wilderness, man. That's wisdom being lifted up, man. Because what did Yahushua say? What? Be wise as serpent and harmless as dove. So wisdom is getting lifted up. Like, that's why Psalms 85, it says, truth shall spring forth out of the earth, man. Wisdom is should be lifted up, not knowledge shall increase, man. This gospel being spread around, the testimony, the witness, the new covenant, the gospel. Looking at it in that aspect. But yeah, man. That's just is what it is. Let's go to Isaiah real quick though, man. Because this is all about him, like, looking at this, like, resurrecting from the dead. Like, this is me, yo. Isaiah 66 and verse 16. It says, because this is talking about the latter part when it says the blood, the drink of the blood of the slain. So yeah, it says Isaiah 66 and 16. It says, for I am reducing them all while for fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. So yeah, exactly, man. So that's just is what it is, man. So yeah, man, that's is what it is too. That's another video for another day, because I can go into that. But because that's how we're in new covenant now. Because like Ezekiel said, like Ezekiel said, this is kind of the wilderness, man. Like he said, I won't plead as I did with your fathers in the wilderness, but in this wilderness, he did plead. He is like pleading with it, but that's how he's coming back as well. Just like, because there's two things about this though. Since we're gonna talk about in the wilderness, right? Because look, like it said, right? Think about this, like just like our forefathers, our ancestors in the wilderness, once they wanted to go back to Egypt, they wanted to go back to fulfill the lust of Egypt. The Most High gave it to them just for their own destruction. Just like in this wilderness, that's how again this is the new covenant. This is the gospel, man. Just like in this wilderness, like Romans 1, he said, listen, if you do that, I'm just gonna give you over to that. They'll give it over to your own lust, just like I did to your fathers in the wilderness, man. And it was for they got it, but it was for their own destruction. And after that, he killed them, man. After he did that, same thing he's doing now. But one, it's gonna be kind of twofold. One, it was kind of twofold then, but it's more twofold now, because spiritually you'll be dead, getting everything. That's why it says, what profits the world? You gain the whole world and lose your soul, spiritually on this side, and also too, like we just read on the next, when he comes back, when he returns, when he vengeance. So but then in that one he just killed them physically. Like when he did spiritually, but physically right there. But here's that Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 comes in, just because the judgment. Oh man, I kind of want to touch on that now, but just because the judgment is executed speedily, people don't think it's going to happen. But that's just neither here nor there, man. But let's get to Isaiah 66 and verse 16. It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So yeah, man. That's just is what it is. So hopefully, but yeah, man, that's all that Genesis 49 is going to, man. Him rousing up, that lion rousing up, man. It's talking about Yahushua resurrecting from the dead, man. So I get it. People talk about, like, I was talking to a brother one time too. He said, listen, he was just going into, listen, like, notice how, like, Judah so called black people, we're always like, had that spiritual aspect in us, and like, even the like Black Panther Party and stuff like that. I mean, I hear it, but that's really not what that's talking about. Like, honestly, that's one of the things. Like, it's really talking about Yahushua. Because listen, man, like we always say, man, this is, like we always say, like the brothers always say, shout out to brothers Kwame Call, Shalom, Awar, brother Elijah, brother from Assembly Firstborn, man. The whole book is about the Most High Yahushua. It's about really them, man. We play a big role, but it's about them, honestly, man. So, we're play a huge role, but this whole book isn't about us. It's about them. But listen, a lot of our history, like, our ancestors, our forefathers, foremothers, all that stuff is in here. But it's really mostly it's really about them. Like he said that. We kind of talk about it all the time, but hopefully this is edifying. So, peace.